Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of our AI in Action Powering Up with Power Automate series. I'm excited to share with you all how you can build desktop flows using plain natural language with Copilot in Power Automate for Desktop. This is a brand new feature that was recently announced at Microsoft Build and is currently in private preview. I'm going to share 2 use cases with you all. So let's dive straight into it. The first use case is something cool where you're going to use a prompt to build a random password generator. When you load Power Automate for Desktop, you'll be presented with Copilot, and the feature to use is Describe with Copilot, where you describe in plain natural language what you would like to automate. The prompt I'm using today with Copilot will build a random password generator for me. I've specified I want the user to select the length and the complexity of the password. I'll submit my prompt, and next we'll see the Copilot in action. Behind the scenes, it's identifying the required actions and adding them to the designer. Within minutes, the designer loads with the actions it identified to achieve the automation output of the prompt. In the designer, we can see the start and end of the AI-generated actions, as well as the different regions that make up the automation for my prompt. And in each region, we'll see the associated actions for each of the steps. Over on the right-hand side, we can also see a summary of the regions, including actions that Copilot used to build the desktop flow. Everything you see in the designer will be reflected in the Copilot pane as well. There's also the ability to undo, which will clear the designer of all the actions Copilot identified and added. Another cool feature is Next Best Actions, where it'll show you actions that you may want to use for your next step in the flow based on the context of the current workflow and the actions that have already been added. Otherwise, you can add actions manually. To complete my automation, I'll add the set clipboard text action where I'll select the password variable as the input value. This will copy the random password generated into my Windows clipboard so that I can paste it into a field or application of my choice. I'll next save my flow, and then I'll also add a description for the flow with the help of Copilot. Copilot reads and analyzes the actions inside a flow and automatically creates a flow description. This will save you time from reading through the whole flow to understand what it does, which is super handy when you're not the owner of a flow. I'll also add a keyboard shortcut so that I can trigger my desktop flow anytime I need to generate a random password using my shortcut. Let's now run my desktop flow by using my keyboard shortcut. You'll see that my flow has been executed, and the first step is shown where I define the length of the password. I'll then be asked to enter an integer for the complexity of the password. And ta-da! A random password based on the length and complexity I chose has been generated. I'll next switch over to Notepad, and I'll use the keyboard shortcut of Ctrl-V to paste the copied password from my Windows clipboard. This was the final step in my desktop flow. And if I bring up my Windows clipboard using the shortcut of Windows V, you'll see the password was copied to my Windows clipboard. Pretty cool, right? With a single prompt, I was able to create a random password generator in Power Automate for Desktop using Copilot. This random password generator prompt is available in our prompt library for you to copy and paste and try it out. Link is in the description of this video down below. Now, the second use case I want to share is merging PDF files into a single file and attach the merged file to an Outlook email message and send the email message. In my prompt, I instruct Copilot to allow the user to select the PDF files that they want to merge and provide an email address of the recipient who will be receiving the email message with the merged PDF file. Once again, Copilot will be identifying the required actions behind the scenes and we'll be adding those actions to the designer. The designer will load with the actions added. I don't know about you, but I'm really impressed that Copilot figured out the required actions based from the prompt I entered. Now, it's always good to review the actions and apply logic where appropriate. I can still modify the flow myself like I showed you in the previous use case and be in control of the automation. For example, I'll change the name of the file to one that makes more sense to me. I'll then also enter my user account for the action that will send the email message through Outlook, followed by entering content to the body of the email message. I'll next add a wait action to delay closing my Outlook to give it enough time to send the email message. Lastly, I'll add a display action as confirmation that the email message has been sent. Alright, let's run the flow and we'll see that the first action has been executed as I need to select the PDF files that I want to merge. Once I select the PDF files to be merged into a single PDF file, my flow will run the rest of the actions where Outlook will be launched, and we'll see the flow linger on the wait action for 10 seconds before completing the rest of the automation steps. Finally, we'll see the confirmation display as a message to let us know the email message has been sent, so let's go check out my email account. Here's my email that was sent to Scott, and we can see the merged PDF file attached. I'll open it, and we can see that there are multiple pages that represent the invoice files I selected for the merge. This prompt for merging PDF files and sending an Outlook email message with a merge file is available in our prompt library for you to copy and paste and try it out. The link to our prompt library is in the description of this video down below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out the description down below for further links, including the link to our prompt library so that you can try out the 2 prompts that I shared with you all today. Please subscribe to our Microsoft Power Platform YouTube channel so that you get notified of when the next episode of our AI in Action Pairing Up with Power Automate series is posted. See you next time. Bye!